Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you.
I know
Let
he drinks,
me
Mother.
hear you whisper.
I'm a real and true David
you
Belasco
love
actress.
Me too. See the love light glowing in your eyes, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. You're perfect, he said. You're simply my inspiration for this piece.
It started with a fascination for Canadian women in history, and I wanted to write a one-woman show about a Canadian woman whose life I felt passionately about.
There's nothing quite like the feeling of being on stage. Everything becomes a possibility.
And when I came across Mary Pickford, I didn't have to look any further. I think what
Theatrical
appeals to me
office.
most about Mary Pickford is her drive
After office,
and her passion to do what she loved.
my life depends on seeing Mr. David Belasco.
And also to do what she loved for the people that she loved as well.
Well, you see, I'm the father of my family. They depend on me, and, well, I won't let them down, sir.
Mary Pickford, an image, a brand of girlhood people could relate to.
Mary Pickford became famous for playing young girl roles.
The art of a child. Concentrate, watch, observe. 25 becomes 10.
And she built this image of a young girl that was so strong that her audience didn't want her to grow up.
Douglas, the public just refuses to accept me as anything older than a gawky adolescent schoolgirl.
So this amazing actress, finished her career in her early 40s instead of, she lived until her late 80s.
Fading antique, the first great star, the first great has-been.
Billy Wilder offered Mary Pickford the role of Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard.
He just stood there, script in hand, so excited he didn't even bother to contain it.
It would have been her return to film after 12 years.
I imagined myself as her, a grown woman, bossy, suicidal, self-deluded, and in the end, completely insane.
Sharing her life with Billy Wilder let me share her life with the audience as well.
Well, has anyone ever told you, Mr. Wilder, that you have very deep eyes? Listening eyes. Well, my mother's were the same, you know. You're very lucky, for with eyes like yours, you will not only see, but feel the whole world.
Who is Mary Pickford? Mr. Wilder, I ask myself that question all the time.
In doing research, I came across the Mary Pickford Foundation, or the Mary Pickford Institute, and I quickly called them and told them I was writing a play about Mary Pickford, and it was amazing. One of the guys there, his father knew Mary Pickford, and he had met her before, but I was able to talk to somebody that knew, so much about her, and gave me access to all her films, and were really helpful. And they introduced me to Canada's Walk of Fame out of Toronto, and they came on board and sponsored the original tour of the production, which was amazing. I was allowed into the Margaret Herrick Library, which held her personal collection, and I signed my life away, and they let me have access to all of her personal scrapbooks, letters. I was able to read love letters between her and Douglas Fairbanks.
My dearest Mary. Legend says a clock stops when someone you truly love leaves you. I don't want you to leave anymore. My heart belongs to you. Make me a promise, Mary, by the clock, that our love will make it through all this.
So I kind of felt like I was opening the diary to somebody's life.
$500 a week, Mother! Who would have thought that your baby Gladys Smith would be the highest paid actress in the world?
To be where she was as a woman at that time was extremely rare. I mean, she was the only one.
One has to maintain as much control over their career as possible.
It was a man's world, and nobody really pretended that it wasn't. But she had such a business sense about her that people listened to her.
I knew my public. I knew what they wanted to see. The impoverished but feisty heroine. The sweet young kid from the wrong side of the tracks.
You know, on screen she'd play these cute, girly characters, and then she'd get off screen and tell you how much she should be making and tell you what films she should be doing, and she really took care of her career.
Survival, Mr. Wilder. Life's ultimate motivator. Well, that and an Irish Catholic mother. Do you know who are the two greatest actors of pantomime? Charlie Chaplin and you.
Her style of acting was very different than anybody else's at that time. Instead of these huge pantomime gestures, she watched people.
Silent pictures. A dance. A story. Free of speech. Music supporting every moment. Giving it shape. It becomes real. No, true. Beautiful.
Why a one-person play? Well, Mary Pickford was an actress, and a good one. So why wouldn't she play all the parts in this play? She could play Charlie Chaplin.
Look at me. My head is too big for my body, my arms are too short for my body, and my hands are too small for my arms.
Douglas Fairbanks.
After all, we are actors.
And for me as a playwright, it was perfect because then I could write these characters how she would see them.
You are right for a comeback. Sunset Boulevard, it's ideal for you.
D.W. Griffith, not too many people know who he is, but they will. And I get to play him like he's a puppet.
David
so,
Walk Griffith. Comma D.W.
The exciting thing about theater is it doesn't have to be the obvious choice. You can find whatever way you want to tell the story, and if it works and people respond to it, then why not? Why shouldn't Douglas Fairbanks be a jacket on a hanger? Mary Pickford's story is one about following your dreams and following what you're passionate about.
Please, Mother. He says that actors are no different than any other people. They're good, bad, and indifferent, just like everyone else.
I think Mary Pickford as a person is one to be admired for her passion and for her loyalty and her devotion for both her family and her art.
See the love light glowing in your eyes, so